what is going on? I am super excited to be making this video today. I'm going to be diving into my first 2 years at eXp Realty and just my first 2 years in real estate in general. So everything that's kind of gone and brought me from zero to where I am today, the benefits I've seen at being with eXp Realty, my experience, what I've done so far, etc. So just to kind of dive right in, my name is Riley Hextall. I am with eXp Realty, obviously, but in the industry for a little over 2 years now. Actually just won the Chicago Association of Realtors Rookie of the Year. So a nice little trophy there. And then I am an eXp Icon agent. So both those are on my desk now. That's that. And then I've done 41 sales in that time, around 13 or 14 million in volume. And then I've done 68 rentals as well. So I've done a decent amount in my short 2 years so far, hoping to continue that and keep that going. But to dive right into the rest of it, eXp has been where I've been my entire career so far. It's been great for me. There's so much support, so much community, just so many resources, just anything and everything I could possibly need is literally at my fingertips because it's a virtual brokerage. So to touch on all of that a little bit, I guess I'll take a step back and kind of dig into my start. I started in 2023. It was sometime in February when I signed on with the brokerage. Did not dive right in right away. It kind of took me a little bit of time and, I slowly got the ball rolling. But in that first year, or 2023, I did about 2.6 million volume. I think it was 11 sales. So it was a decent amount for just getting into the industry. Nothing crazy, but it is what it is. I was happy with it. Fast forward into 2024. I then did 21 sales, did 38 rentals that year. It was when I really started getting into rentals. That wasn't something I really looked at before that year. It was about 6.6 mil in volume as well in 2024. Now here into 2025, we are currently in April, done 3.8 mil in volume this year, 9 sales, 17 or so rentals, and then I have probably 2 mil or so pending, another 3 or 4 sales, and then about 17 or so rentals pending. So the momentum has definitely started to build. I'm really seeing things play out now. Work I did last year or 6 months ago or 3 months ago, is really starting to show itself nowadays. But outside of all the work I've done, it's just building up a name, and I think eXp and just everything that's kind of involved in all of that has really helped me get to where I am today. So that's really what I want this video to be focused on is, what eXp has offered for me in my short amount of time, and then how it's helped me get here today. So I think out of all of that, just to jump into it, the biggest help I've had was the sponsor program. So here at eXp Realty, when you sign up, you have the option to choose a sponsor. So that sponsor is financially incentivized through the company, not through your commission or anything like that, but they're financially incentivized through the company to help you succeed. So when I first joined, I was brand new, didn't know anything at all. My sponsor, shout out Tyler Royke, was super helpful. Basically helped, show me different things I could do, whether it was cold calling, door knocking, writing letters, etc. And then helped me kind of pave the path for figuring out what worked best for me. So on top of that, we have weekly meetings. There's just a lot of different resources that we can plug into. Here we are 2 years later. I am now a part of hosting those meetings, and it's been a huge part of my success. When I was a new agent, just kind of sitting there listening, and then to today being, still kind of a newer agent, but kind of hosting and helping other agents get to where I am, right? So the whole sponsor program in general, it's just a huge factor on just building a community and getting agents to help each other, right? Without being on a team and taking a 50% split from somebody or, fighting each other for whatever deals in the office. Like it's definitely, it's a different model, but it's worked tremendously for me and a lot of other people as well. On top of that, eXp just has a ton of resources that are accessible to everybody. Here in Illinois, we have weekly meetings. So every Tuesday there's a state meeting. If there's ever anything specific. So when I first joined, there was a course for contracts. So it was like a crash course. From what I remember, it was 2 or 3 days maybe, where you're just going through contracts and learning. The next week there was trainings for something else, like, figuring out how to use your MLS. And then next week, maybe it was figuring out KV Core. I don't remember exactly, but essentially there was just trainings on everything we'd possibly need, right? So to circle back to that, eXp also offers a free CRM in KV Core. So integrating that into my business and learning the ins and outs of that right away, was super helpful. I'm definitely not an expert on it today, but definitely much better than I was, when I first started. I think you can always learn and always get better, but having that for free is a huge asset, I think. It just helps me personally stay organized and kind of follow up with people and stuff like that. On top of the resources and just the community at eXp, I would say the splits and just the financial side, I guess, of things has been, beneficial to me. So here at eXp, there's an 80-20 split, and then there's a $16,000 cap. So essentially, the company takes 20% of every transaction until that 20% has accumulated 16,000 total. Once you have accumulated that 16,000, you then take 100% of every commission through the duration of that year. So it's been super beneficial to me, obviously, because I can make more money. I can then take that money and reinvest it back into my business, whether it's ad spends or, training or getting to an in-person event somewhere or whatever it is. But just putting more money in the agent's pockets, so they can go and do what they need to with it, right? Whether that's take a vacation or reinvest it and create more business, which I think is what you should be doing first couple of years at least. But that's been a huge benefit to me. And then on top of that, as I showed you the Icon trophy, if you hit Icon status, then you get that $16,000 back in company stock. So my first 12 months, I did not get that. My second 12 months, I did. Third 12 months, I should have it here within about 2 months probably. So, huge benefit. Again, more money back in agents' pockets so you can, again, grow that business and do something even bigger than you did the year before. I think that's a huge benefit of eXp Realty that is very often overlooked. I mean, 16,000 in 1 year, 32,000 the next year, 48,000 year 3. That 16 very quickly adds up to a large amount of money that most people could probably benefit from. On top of that, the eXp in-person events are huge and must go to, in my opinion. You have to get out and meet people in person. At the end of the day, the cloud-based model is amazing, I think, but we as humans just kind of need some sort of physical and in real life interaction. So every year I'm at eXpCon. I will be in Cabo for every event. We've got regional rallies, so each region kind of has their own events every 6 months or so. I forget what it is, but you've got to get out to those things too. You've got to make things happen, make connections, meet people in person, and just kind of enjoy, seeing the people that you've been talking to online for the last year and get to know each other, for real. So outside of it, the cloud-based brokerage aspect is great, but eXp does a great job at bringing people together in real life as well, right? So I think that's a very important thing that will continue, and I definitely encourage anybody at eXp, whether you're joining or already here, to get out to those events and meet people in person. So on top of everything, the amount of resources eXp offers, there's a million different videos. There's trainings from Icon agents all throughout the country. There is a Friday leadership meeting. So these things are all super beneficial because you're getting trained from agents across the country, right? You're not getting trained from agents just in your market that are kind of, might fall into the same habits and doing the same things of each other, or maybe gatekeeping ideas because technically your competitors in the same market and they don't want you, stealing their business. So eXp just has so much collaboration throughout the country and like really throughout the world because it's an international brokerage. And I think that is another just game changer, right? You can hear what agents in California and New York are doing and maybe take bits and pieces from both and apply it to what I'm going to do here in Chicago. And these agents are on totally different sides of the country, so they don't care if I'm stealing their ideas or if I'm getting business from it, because it literally does not affect them at all. So again, I think that's a huge benefit. eXp is one of the bigger brokerages in the US. We were number 1 in total transactions in 2024 and in 2023, and I believe in 2022. So there's a lot of people out there doing a lot of deals. So there's a lot of people to learn from. I think you've got to take advantage of all of that knowledge. It's all in one place, all at your fingertips, literally, since we're an online brokerage. And you've got to get out there and take that opportunity. So, that's a very quick summary of, my time here at eXp Realty. If you guys have any questions at all for me, please, I'm going to leave my number somewhere in the description. Feel free to call me or text me literally anytime. Don't call me after like 9 p.m. please, but you can text me. I would love to help you guys out. I would love to answer questions you have, or if you're already with the brokerage, or even if you're not and you just want to connect and chat and kind of run ideas by each other, please reach out. I would love to talk to you, and hopefully I will see you guys or talk to you soon. Thank you for watching.